Hello and welcome to the snow. Yes, we have got some snow on GTA 5. It is here. We're going to be racing some vehicles. Now, we've driven this track before. This is one of Ewan's circuit. It actually reminds me of a kind of Formula E circuit. It's quite narrow, which means this is going to be even more difficult to be overtaking on because, of course, the snow doesn't make... it lowers grip. It's not quite as crazy as racing on actual snow would be with a car like this. However, there is a lot less grip. And this is on a circuit that overtaking was damn difficult on. And I've never driven the Tulip before. Apparently it's quite oversteery. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm going to hazard a guess that might be quite accurate. It looks like the sort of car that would be oversteery. We are off and underway, and it's a mad scramble into the first corner. Yeah, oh no, Impega's got spun. It was a good save. When the pack kind of worked quite well together there to sort Impega's car out. We're going to have a little bit of a wobble through there, but not going to be able to do. We're not going to go crazy defensive down here. Impega gets a huge wobble under braking. We're trying to get the front end to turn in, and it doesn't want to. It just did not want to do any of the things that we were asking it to, and oh, there was a ladder going to have a look. Impega bumped a wall. We had to, oh dearie me. Like, unfortunately for this, catch up and slipstream and the like are going to be less effective. It is going to be less effective here than it would normally be by virtue of... This track it was never the most effective at, because there's not that many straights. It's most effective on long straights, and, well, we don't have any to be dealing with. Oh, Gliska's had a bad time as well so far. We've got momentum, but Gliska's got going in time, but we're not going to be able to really do very much there. We'll go for a cutback, and that will put us past. Oh, Lombo's had some troubles through here. So has Aaron. I'm about to have some troubles myself. It's easy to just... It's really easy just to overdrive a corner somewhere and end up in a wall. I can't do it. We can't do any passing down here. There has been some bumps with Bumpy, I think. Bumpy might end up going around. Joe's going to run out of space to try to escape over there, and Joe's got connected with a crane, and they have gone the wrong way. We are to the outside of a Bumpy. Can we carry momentum? Now, too wide around this final corner is possible. Oh no. This has been an awful first lap. I mean, it's not been a whole lot that I could have done about it. That's what makes it worse, is that there's very little I could have done about it, most of this. We just got involved in other people's crashes, and yeah, we have just plummeted down the order. Now, the hope is that the lead pack are going to lose time fighting each other. Right, they are literally all boxed together. If me and Longbow are clever, what we are going to do is work together. No, not like that, though. There's just no grip to do that. I know I'm the idiot on that one. So someone else went wide as well. Okay, there is not the grip to get away with that. I've got to remember, there's so much understeer in this car. There's so much more understeer than I was expecting in this. The front end just doesn't want to turn. Now, the snow isn't going to exacerbate that, of course. Like, I don't know whether the base car is this understeery. If you look at the tyres, actually, the rear tyres are massive. The front tyres are tiny. So it's perhaps no surprise that the thing is crazy understeery. But yeah, it really just, the front end does not want to turn through any of this. The lead group, though, they're still all together in a line, pretty much. I am not making that corner. Oh, bloody hell. This is just... So I had a terrible first lap, just bad luck, and I've had a terrible second lap of just driving by me. This is not looking good for us in terms... It's not looking good for us in terms of actually getting involved in a fight and having... we can have a fun race over, I guess, 10 is sort of looking like where we're going to be battling for. But, you know, there are a few laps to go. If me and Gliska can work together now, as we've both had terrible, terrible starts, we might be able to make the most of this. We are going to get past Aaron into turn 1. We're going to overshoot a little bit. Gliska will come back through. That's okay. Like, we're happy to do these sort of maneuvers. Like, that one there, the most important bit was to kind of clear the car ahead. Oh, that was so close to a crash. We are starting actually to catch the pack at this stage. They are... I mean, they're in the distance, but that distance is getting smaller. I'm happy to sit behind Gliska and just not go for an overtake. I'm not going to try and pass at any point through this part of the lap. I don't want to. I don't want Gliska to be driving defensively. We want Gliska to go as fast as they can, and I will just sit in the slipstream and follow them around. And that's that, basically. We get a bit of sliding through there. And as I say, I'm just faster than me in this car at this track. They have kind of pulled a gap, although we've pulled it back a little bit here. We're playing it as risky as we did, and we have to at this point. We've lost too much time early on. I have no leeway. No margin for error exists anymore for me. If we're going to stand a chance of getting in the fight, we've got to go. We're going to bump the wall a little bit there, but that's okay. We're nearly onto the train, though. There's actually, once we've got a good lap or two together, it's not been too bad to catch the train, because they're just losing so much time fighting. As we said, it's very difficult to pass around here. You get one real slipstream chance, and even then, that's not the easiest slipstream chance to make work. That was not a bad corner, actually. We got some speed through there. So as soon as you're fighting side by side, Gliska with a big tank slapper going on there, caught it, but ended up in the outside wall. Yeah, as you can tell, we have been pushing these cars very hard trying to catch the pack. That's the sort of crash. It just let go. But we are now, I mean, Longbow has caught the pack. We have caught the Longbow. Oh, and there are the leaders, in fact. So we've got there, and Gliska will catch by the end of this lap, I have no doubt. Longbow with a big run is going to have nowhere to go with that run. Oh, Lado, got a little bit crossed up. That's going to be a mute onto the stop sticks out wide. Yeah, I found those on the first lap. Bad place to go. Can we sneak up the inside? Nope. Going to have to be patient now. The last thing that I want to do is get involved in an accident, having worked really hard to try and rejoin this group. This is going to be, that's the sneakiest pass I've ever done. I got that, everybody wandered wide and we got 4 in one corner. That is amazing. I'll never do that again. Like, as good and a clean, it was perfectly clean, getting past 4 cars in one go. Fortunately, Liam ended up in the wall. I mean, we were committed to that corner. There was no way I could have avoided that. Yeah, 4 cars in one corner is awesome. Lado is right behind us. Dangerman is right there as well. I'm hoping the slipstream from Liam is going to put me in a good space. Lado's always going to have a dive there. Oh, and Lado's got it wrong into the chicane. Yeah, I mean, I tried to. I knew Lado was going to have a dive, so I tried to back out of it. And Dangerman, of course, wasn't aware I was going to be braking a little bit earlier, and that was the downside. Oh, we're to the inside of Chris, and now we have fallen back. And this is why, like, me, Longbow, and Gliska can catch the pack. Because when you're fighting like this, you lose, funnily enough, a lot of time. Chris is going to go to the inside, but level 8 is going to get all of us into turn 1. However, he's going to really struggle to stop that car in time, and indeed bounces it off of the wall. We will fly through this section and maybe get the slingshot on the exit. It will be to the outside. I don't mind that too much. I'm not actually going to try to go around the outside. My goal is to go for a cutback on the exit here, which is level 8 will slide out wide. We can sneak our way past, and there we go. That was a textbook cutback. Oy, although that was in a terrible next corner, as I just ran out of grip. It's going to put us on a wonky line. Thankfully, though, all is good through here. I think the leaders might be possibly a little bit out of range for us now, unless they really start fighting each other, because we've started fighting each other really hard, and that's just costing a lot of lap time for us. And the leaders aren't. They're a little bit more spread out. So we need to get up to the back of them, if at all possible. Or we need them to start really fighting each other, basically. We're happy to just follow, as I said, we're happy to follow through here. This is not really a good overtaking spot. This next corner is a potential corner for an overtake. If you get a good run, which we do, but not good enough. So I don't really want to go for this pass. And Longbow's doing the same thing, right? Now, I could have made that corner really awkward for Chris, although annoyingly, Chris was in really slow through the corner. The reason I backed out of it is I wanted Chris to go through that corner as fast as possible, because we wanted to gain time on the leaders. Unfortunately, Chris lost the back end and actually lost a heap of time anyway, so we weren't really able to gain very much. Oh, that wasn't quite... Oh, he hadn't quite turned in yet, Chris. You turn across the nose of me, you're going to have a slightly bad time on that. We've got a car to the inside, but it's never going to be close enough. Lombo is kind of unluckily stuck there. How long have we got? We've got one more lap after this to try and catch the leaders, and we might be fighting for 5th just a little bit too hard here. Possibly. Is Level 8 going to try to do the same manoeuvre that I pulled on them last time? I think so, so we will counter it by just covering that inside line. Not that I'm not too fussed if Level 8 comes past, but this is more about a don't lose time fighting kind of a race. In fact, the leaders have all come together. There's a very narrow gap to go through there. Unfortunately, I checked up a little bit. That's not what Impega needed, but it is what we needed. So Impega's fallen out of the lead sort of quartet. He's still with the group, though, because we will probably catch before the end of the race. However, it is difficult to pass. Level 8 just makes contact with the rear of our car. It very nearly unsettles us and throws us into a wall. Level 8 backed out of it, thankfully, the second they realised we were sliding. And everything is exaggerated in these conditions. If you get into trouble, it's bigger trouble than it would normally have been, because it's snow. There's less grip, there's less time to manoeuvre. The braking zones are considerably longer. You've got to be more careful with the power. All of those things go on. Impega is all over the back of us. Probably won't want to go for an overtake here. You're better off going for an overtake into turn 1, to be honest, unless you beans it up there. Although Impega is not close enough to get to the inside. Ewan gave Dangerman a push through there. Impega will go to the inside here. No point defending this. Impega's going to get past. Whether I defend the inside or the outside, Impega's coming past there. They had the perfect kind of slipstream run. My hope is that what will happen is we can get a slipstream run through here, and then we will be involved in the battle for the lead in the hairpin. No, Impega's got a much better run than we do. Liam's got nothing. We are just not quite there. I'm going to go for a more conventional line into the hairpin, which we do, but we're not going to get the speed on the exit. Side by side with Liam. Dangerman's got a good run on the exit here as well, but it's a long way round out wide here, as I'm about to find out, as I get hung out to dry, and I missed my braking a little bit there, more than I would have liked. It's going to be a really hectic final lap here, because there are few places to overtake. We're trying to do the same manoeuvre we did earlier, sneaking to the inside of everybody, but we can't quite make it stick. Impega with a big oversteer moment. Liam's just run out of space. Dangerman's might have this in the bag if we keep fighting like this. Problem is, if I'm going to win, right, I've got to go. I can't afford to sit back and wait. We are going to be very sneaky and throw the car up the inside for 3rd. It was an aggressive pass, but that was a fair pass on Ewan. It is getting crowded behind. Now, Ewan's going to do the same back to me down here, which is fair enough. We will fight back through the exit. Liam might get both of us here, although it's going to be who's got the better run. It's going to possibly be Ewan. We're going to go 3 wide. It's Impega versus Dangerman up at the front. Ewan backs out of it in the end. We will clear Liam, possibly. Will Ewan get the slipstream run to the finish? It's not a big run to the line here. We will try and stop. We can only stop. Like, we can defend from one. I can't defend from both in the end. Whichever way I'd gone, one was going to get me. So yeah, we were trying to make it awkward for Liam, but I couldn't make it awkward for Ewan as well, sadly. I don't quite know how Ewan got the slipstream, but it obviously did enough. Impega claims victory. Dangerman will get 2nd ahead of Ewan. We'll have to settle for 4th ahead of Liam. Level 8 is 6th ahead of Longbow, Chris, Gliska, and Lado round out the top 10. I'm glad we recovered to get into the fight. It was definitely hard work. Good fun track. It always has been a good fun track and a real challenge in the snow. For our 2nd race around this snowy circuit, we've got the Futo GTX, because, well, we're expecting it to not be the easiest thing in the world. The Futo doesn't have much grip. So, this is also likely to be slidey. The GTX one, very similar to the base normal Futo. Oh, that's a sticky wall. That was turning a little bit too soon. Oh, and all the front ends smashed to pieces. Hoping that's not going to ruin my handling, but it might. I think we're okay for that one. Oh, yeah, we just did not get off. We did not get a good start. That's about as bad a start. Well, it's not the worst start that we could have, but it's definitely not a good one. I'm not going to have anywhere. I wanted to try and cut underneath cars again, but that was not to be. And as soon as we had a good line through there, back end just let go. and was unable to really put the power down. Oh, dearie me. We're avoiding mayhem again. We are out wide and sliding. Oh, Mute's got in trouble with Gliska, and they're tangled, stuck against the wall. We're going to slide a little bit through there. Is that Ewan making a big old run for it up at the front? Crane with a wobble going through the corner there. We've got a great run through the middle, but it's not going to be... it might still work. So a few cars up in the wall is a thing we've got to be careful of. There is Aaron to the inside. We shall give space. Oh, I've got a big oversteer moment. Thankfully, Longbow punted us forward, and that got me out of the oversteer moment. Joe's clipped the wall and is slow on the exit. That stacked everybody up. Behind, I'm trying not to murder Liam and trying not to murder Longbow, and Joe's gone round. I wasn't even looking what caused that. Longbow bumped the wall and almost torpedoed us, but we survive. Longbow survives as well. It's been a terrifying start to this. There's no doubt about it. We will fall into line through the chicane, and it neatly does it through here. We've got a good run on Impega, but nowhere to go with it. So yeah, Ewan and Dangerman lead. They've got a little bit of a gap back to Lado and Liam and Impega and me in this sort of second group. Impega with a good run. We've just got nose-to-tail contact all the way through that hairpin. I think all the way down. Oh no! I saw that crash going on, and there was absolutely nothing I could do about it. Trying to get going without causing too much grief. Yeah, Impega ran wide and ended up in the wall, and I just didn't have the grip. At the time I realised there was going to be a crash, I didn't have the grip to pull my car away from it. So a terrible opening lap luck has continued. Admittedly, I started it off poorly, but the crash at the end of the lap certainly was a lot more costly. Right, here we go. We've got a good run. We will get to the inside of a bumpy. We will get the car stopped. We will just run the curve, get that little bit of curve boosting. Not that we necessarily need all the speed in the world, but yeah. It's kind of weird. Again, a lot of understeer for us. It's not as terrible as I thought it might be. It kind of is fine up until a point, and then it just gets very slowly sideways. It just seems to lose all its momentum. So the last thing we need to be doing is sliding the car about if we can help it. Let's go and Crane are having a tussle. Oh, and the last thing I need is to turn in and hit the inside wall. That's always a bad idea. Okay, have we got some slipstream? We do off the back of Crane, but it's going to drag us there. That's that kind of lazy oversteer that's just gone on. Really lazy oversteer. Stevie got unlucky and stuck on the outside of that mess. Dangerman has passed Ewan for the lead. We want to get through the... If we're going to have any chance of winning this, we've got to get through this pack. Can I go around the outside of Crane on the way into the chicane? We can. It's a brave move. It's not an easy one, and Mute somehow ended up onto two wheels. As this is not a track we expected to see cars up on their side, but yeah, Mute ended up in a little bit of trouble, and I just got a huge kick of understeer there. I just turned into the corner. It was fine, and then it just seemingly stopped turning almost. We have got a good run towards the first corner. Do we shove the nose up? No, not quite, although both me and Aaron are sliding. We're losing so much time. I'm really struggling to get my way back up through the order with this. Whoa, don't let go there, car. I needed that momentum. That beautiful, very important momentum was going to be critical if we were going to be catching, and I don't think we've got the time. We've got momentum in some places. I just can't seem to make the most of it at times. Right, we're going to get some oversteer on the exit a little bit. It's to be expected. I've got to not get caught out by sudden understeer or sudden oversteer. It is weird. I've never experienced sudden understeer like this car in these conditions. Again, I get it. We're on snow. It's supposed to be less grippy and everything, but it is kind of odd. You're almost halfway through a corner and everything seems fine, and then suddenly everything is not. It is. I can't think of a better way to describe it other than it's like snap understeer almost. It's not quite, but it kind of feels like it in some ways. However. Here we go. Oh, and now I'm just overdriving the damn car. Because I know I'm running out of time. And we've ended up in a really annoying kind of no man's landy bit. Being Gliska again, slightly higher positions than we started from last time out. And Gliska's doing exactly the same thing I am in overdriving the car. It's just these silly little bumps because we are pushing it too hard. We're desperately trying to make loud. There's been a massive crash. The leaders have all wrecked, so we might get away. I only saw it out the corner of the screen, but I saw it on the mini-map. They hit the final corner and pinged across the track, so the leaders have lost a bunch of time. That's good for us. That is very good for us. Liam's had to reset. I guess they took damage, potentially then. It's like such bad damage they would reset and fall down here rather than continue onwards with it. I mean, that has kind of given me a bit of confidence that we might be able to join in the fight here. I don't really want to go for a dive. We're not really close enough. And I think Liam was going to kind of cover that a little bit as well. It wasn't a big enough slipstream run for me to really go for it. And as I said with the last races, and it's the same here, we might be better off just following. If we follow Liam, get some slipstream, and just don't make Liam defend, just focus on moving forward, focus on catching the lead pack. When we catch that, then we'll sort it out. But for the moment, it's just catch the lead pack. Gliska with a load of understeer through there gets caught out. Liam carrying a lot of speed through that section. I would have got away, actually. I kind of bailed out of the first turn in on that corner, and I would have got away with it. So I should have just kept my foot down. No, don't do that. It's just, when you're in the slipstream, it's quite dangerous. Sometimes you get speed in a corner where you're not actually really wanting speed. And that often translates to sudden oversteer or sudden understeer. One of the two. That time around, it was the oversteer. Liam has made a little bit of a gap. Lado and Level 8 are having a tussle. Gliska's bumped the metal drum on that inside. That chicane has caused many a problem. And it does in this track normally, let alone when it's slippery and covered in snow. Lado's out wide. We're starting to find a little bit more pace with this car. Starting to get the hang of it slightly. It's still not great, but better than it was. We've got a lot of speed down here. Lado will go to the inside at turn 1, I suspect. Can't quite do it. Or maybe can, because Liam's wide and going to be slow on the exit. I wanted to profit from that, but couldn't. We're still a long way away from the leaders, you know. We've still got a decent margin. I think it's just the fights cost us so much time when we get involved in them. We've got a great run on the exit here. We might get both of them. That is what we are looking for. That'll put me up into 5th. I can't stop it, though. Just overdriven. That is not what we needed. It was a great run, and I just got carried away under brakes. Never mind. Don't oversteer there, Futo. Don't oversteer. Stop wasting that all-important forward momentum. It's Lado's turn to get a big slide. Liam's making a little bit of a gap again. Yeah, if you can stop the car sliding, there's loads and loads of lap time to be found. As soon as it starts oversteering, you're in trouble. Lado almost got that inside wall. I mean, we're here. We're going to be looking for a way past. I've got a good run there. I wanted to have a dive, but this is such a difficult corner to overtake, and it's that slide there. Just all the momentum's evaporated, and now the next good chance, we're going to be way too far back, and we've had trouble in the next corner. Damn it. How many are we? Got one more lap. We are not getting a podium here. There is no chance for us on this one, unless something untoward happens on the final lap, which, let's face it, is possible for the leaders. There is still time. There is still battles to be fought in this, so you never know quite what is going to happen here. We are maybe not quite the best line through that penultimate corner. Right, one more lap to go here. Can we do anything about joining the fight? Will there be any shenanigans up ahead is the real question. I wanted to go for a pass, but it was going to be a real late dive under brakes. Maybe I could have been better off just following at that point. Lado's got a good run, however, will potentially be susceptible to the slipstream down here, although we saw what happened last time. I got carried away and was too late under braking. We will get to the inside. This is for 6th. This time around, I'm going to take it a bit easier. Get the car slowed and get the car turned, and we do it. We're clear of Lado for now. Though Lado will still be in the slipstream for the rest of this lap, so we will have to watch out for further around. We've had a good start to this lap, and the leaders are fighting. I think it's Longbow, Dangerman, and Ewan. Maybe Impega. I'm not sure who is in that tussle at the moment. Liam bumped the wall. That's going to put Level 8 past. Is it going to put me past? It's going to put me alongside at least. We are going to look... Oh no, I've got snappy oversteer, and we have absolutely murdered Liam. No. Oh, I'm sorry, Liam. I did not mean to kill the Liam. I mean, it was a legit kind of pass to the inside, but the snap oversteer had just fired Liam into the wall, and there was like, you would get away with that crash anywhere else on the lap. Unfortunately, when the oversteer hit, it meant we pushed the car into the wall, and it just rode the wall and tumbled over. So yeah, it's a really small impact that caused a really big crash. Like, it's just that chain reaction. That is how it goes sometimes. It's unfortunate. Liam is very quick with these cars in these conditions, and it was just one little mistake that kind of dropped them back. It looks like Danger Man might have got a victory in this one. We might get to the inside here for the exit. We've got the nose there. Can't quite do it. Can't quite do it. I don't know whether we're going to be able to get the slipstream here. Slipstream runs to the line. Not quite. Almost. Oh. I mean, it has been a fun race. There's no doubt. Shame how it kind of ended up. Danger Man claims victory from Ewan Longbow in third. Ahead of level 8, Lado, Gliska, Mute, Impega, Liam, and I would round out the top 10 in that one. Yeah, we kind of fought our way back. We almost got into the fights, but sadly, what I said, things can go wrong on the final lap. They didn't go wrong for the leaders. They went wrong for us. But that is going to be it for this video. A big thank you to Ewan for building this wonderful circuit. It's been fun in the snow. Definitely a different challenge. And of course, thank you all very much for watching. That shall be it for today, though. Until next time, goodbye.